Fisher Stadium in a nice windy, cold. Matter of fact, I've never seen it probably as windy as it was. It was gusty. It wasn't easy to throw the ball. I've never seen the metal benches that we have on the sideline on game day blew over like several times. I think they even blew over with a heavy Gatorade jug on them. But yeah, we got some really good work in there. It was great to get some of the young guys, some of the new guys in that stadium to see what they had. Defense won the scrimmage. We got about I would say we got about well, we got 45 plays with the ones and twos on both sides of the ball. So that means some good reps there. 45 with ones, 45 with the twos. You got another 25 with the threes out there. Having three solid groups get work. Our kickers got to get in the stadium on a windy day. They started off slow, but really finished strong. I was impressed with the way they, sometimes kickers after a couple misses and feel the wind and shoot the American flag was going, like it was blowing. But it was good for those guys to get in and feel that. So I think it was a great experience for our guys to go in there. I think we had a good day. Again, defense won it. Defense played well. Still had some busts, that we didn't take advantage of on offensively. But like I always say, you lose a scrimmage when you turn the ball over. So we turned the ball over on offense, and primarily the reason we lost it. I thought the offense ran the ball pretty good, especially the ones. I think they averaged like 4.3 or 4.5 yards per carry. But the passing game wasn't where it needed to be. Questions?
Those turnovers, you seeing more mistakes by the offense, or your defense just making plays?
That's a great question, Chris. I would say more mistakes by the offense. I wish I could say they were takeaways, but they were giveaways, probably more than takeaways. So, just some plays that we can't do.
More interceptions or fumbles?
A little bit of both. The 2 fumbles and a couple interceptions. So.
That
1 fumble, I think.
So is there an overall good value to have that type of conditions? You don't know what you might face during the year.
Yeah, I mean, no question about it. It was probably a nice November day. We hope it's like that in November, but no, it was great to get out in those conditions. We're going to get in that stadium regardless. We had some snow flurries, some hail. We had a little bit of everything. So, it's always, for the kickers, for the quarterbacks, for everybody, to feel, what it's like in there. And deal with the weather. You're going to deal with the weather, whether it's real hot or real cold or windy, whatever it may be. It was a little bit of both.
How does Brookins progress?
Chris Perkins is doing a heck of a job. I think midway through the year, he hit a little freshman wall last year. I asked him that about 2 weeks ago. But he said, he made a comment, it's a long season. You think about a high school player coming out, jumping in and playing a lot for us, especially on 3rd down. He's had, I think he's got 4 turnover stickers. I mean, he's had a great spring so far. So we keep that up. Chris is looking good.
What did you see from the quarterbacks in the scrimmage?
I think for the most part, besides the interceptions, they were solid. Again, one of those windy days where the ball's floating. But again, it wasn't good enough. Period. They know it, and I don't care if it's windy. You got to put it on the guys. We just think complete as many balls as we need to.
I think we talk a lot this spring about how it's the second year in the offense. Everybody's going through it for the second time, but you have 3 transfer receivers, 2 freshman receivers, 3 new offensive linemen. I mean, is it as smooth as you would hope it to be in the second year of the offense, or
It is.
having all those new faces?
It is. I mean, even with the new guys, they picked it up well. Especially the offensive line, I would say. Blocking is blocking. Their job is to block, and they've all seen 5 techniques before, whether it's here or somewhere else. They've all know what a 3 technique is, and a 2-eye, and a shade, so they know what they're blocking. So I think it's been less for them, but for the receivers to learn all the terminology and get lined up in all the different formations, get the motions going. It's been it's been good. It's been a lot better than last year for sure with the skill guys and route running and understand that, but still not where we need to be. Again, some of those picks and then blame it on the quarterback, blame it on receivers, running the wrong route, too deep, whatever it may be, not coming back to the ball, but it can't happen.
You said it's been smooth. The players, I think, have said that they feel like they're much further ahead as far as offensively than they were last year. So did some of the stuff you see on Saturday surprise you in terms of mistakes like that?
No, I think anytime you go in the stadium and and again it's the first live scrimmage. I think I mentioned maybe last Thursday after practice, I think everybody's got a plan until they get hit. It's alive the whole time. Again, we didn't go that many plays. We'll have more plays this coming Saturday. But you know, I think the operation for the most part was pretty good. That's what you're looking for. Then you got to make plays in the scrimmage, and you got to come ready to roll. And you know, defense was cranked up. You know, defense played with a lot of energy too. So I would say it's, you know, whoever wins that scrimmage, it's going to be based on turnovers, and it's going to be based on energy. The defense got the turnovers, and they had the energy. Defense was, you know, I think anytime it's like the whole practice is lag, you know, defense gets cranked up, and the offense is looking like, you know, we haven't done much of that. So they'll be much more prepared for the Saturday coming up.
Is it obvious that these guys are more accustomed to the speed, you know, play after play after play?
There's no question about it. I mean, the tempo they've got that down. And again, we've adjusted our tempos a little bit, so we do a little bit of everything. But yeah, we've done a much better job of lining up quick and getting that, like I said, that operation before even the play starts. Now we gotta still continue to clean up the operation part of it once the ball snapped.
And from a player standpoint, who sparks that energy? Who brings that energy on the defensive side?
On the defense, I think it starts with Kyle Lewis. You know, Brookins brings it. You know, Ghost brings it. You know, on the D line. I think there's a lot of guys. I mean, defense is just different. You know, they get to go attack and react and all those things. I think it's always easier to have more energy on defense. Again, at this point in the season, you know, in spring ball, the offense is always going to be behind the defense. You know, any place I've ever been.
You mentioned Cruz maybe hitting the wall last year. I mean, what did he do to break through it?
I think it's just time and experience, right? I mean, you know, he's playing, you know, wish he was playing at the end of the year like he's playing right now. Just confidence, and it's wear and tear week after week. It just becomes the same thing in the NFL. When you look at some of the, you know, the lengths of an NFL season. I mean, it's a lot of football. It's a lot of meetings. It's a lot of, you know, locked in. So, you know, he's been great.
It looked like Kenny Johnson made a couple of plays, a touchdown in the scrimmage. What have you just seen from his development heading into his third year?
You know, Kenny, you know, he keeps getting better. I mean, you know, he knows where to go. He can make plays. He does a great job catching the football. I mean, you know, and I know Eli trusts him. So, there's a, you know, an element of respect there for both those guys. And Kenny's done a nice job for us.
What about Kateris Hicks? What have you seen from him?
I think Blue had he had one catch. He got some yards after the catch was good. He does a nice job blocking. Blue's been good.
Changing it up a little bit, any details for you guys on what you're doing tomorrow in terms of Mason Alexander?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Any
After
details
Mason
you can
what?
release about just Mason Alexander for tomorrow? What are your plans, the program's plans?
Yeah, you know, plans, you know, tomorrow, you know, actually, we got coaches going out today, there's reviewing this evening, you know, around 4 o'clock, I believe, Indy time. So I'll be out there today and tomorrow, to see the family. You know, to me, it's important to get there today as well. Tomorrow we have rush, to be able to, you know, pay respect today. Then we've got probably 60 guys going out tomorrow, as far as on the team, and then a bunch of support staff as well, coaches and support staff, so.
Anything final? Coach, thank you for your time.
All right.